on the right.
Jonathan, news conference is starting. Ron, the news conference is starting. Mayor Dixon, Dale Kelverman, and Arnold Weiner, her attorneys, are about to speak.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm glad we had enough chairs for most of you. The format for today's meeting will be as follows. The mayor will first make a statement. I will then make a statement on behalf of her lawyers. We will not be taking any questions today, but hopefully the two statements will cover most of what you would be interested in.
Thank you. There is something that I want to tell the citizens of this great city about the charges that the state prosecutor has brought against me today. For the past 2 years, I have done my best to serve the city of Baltimore as mayor, and will continue to do so. I will not let these charges deter me from keeping Baltimore on the path that we have set, or from carrying forward the significant progress that we have made thus far. I am being unfairly accused. Time will prove I have done nothing wrong, and I am confident that I will be found innocent of these charges. But for the moment, I cannot comment further on the allegations that have been made against me. Instead, my attorneys will address these matters on my behalf. But I do want to make it clear that I will continue to put my energy into running the city of Baltimore during these perilous economic times. And with God's grace, I am confident that the city, my family, and I will weather this storm.
Thank you, Mayor Dixon. The first thing that I'd like to say is how proud I am that the lady to my left, Sheila Dixon, is the mayor of my city. For more than 2 decades, she has distinguished herself as a knowledgeable, effective, and dedicated public servant. And for the past 2 years, as it is almost universally recognized, she has been a spectacular mayor of the city of Baltimore. Now, in the face of the federal government's explicit rejection of any charges relating to Sheila Dixon or to Mr. Lipscomb, the state prosecutor tried at first to see if there was anything else that he could dig up. And you're all familiar with the press reports about the state prosecutor's efforts to go in a different direction. You know about the reports of the search warrants in 2006 relating to a Mr. Dale Clark. You know about the indictments of Mr. Clark and a woman named Mildred Boyer of UTEC for crimes incidentally totally unrelated to city business. And we all know of the deals that the state prosecutor made with all these people he prosecuted to get cooperation in return for probation. And over a period of almost 4 years, the state prosecutor relentlessly pursued Sheila Dixon and examined every detail of her life. Her tax returns, every bank record she had. There wasn't a bed sheet that he failed to look under, or a lead that he found too trivial for him to pursue personally. And when it was all said and done, and the investigation was concluded, all the alleged matters relating to UTEC and Clark and all these other things have gone by the board. And what we find out now is that we have charges that have seen the light of day. And when we look at these charges, what we see is that the state prosecutor went on a journey that was nothing but a big circle. After 4 years, what we see is that he has brought himself and he has brought us back to where he started, essentially with the same case that the federal prosecutor previously rejected as unworthy of prosecution. And this case comes after the mayor has been investigated longer than anybody that I've ever heard of, except perhaps the people being held in Guantanamo Bay. And I think I can say fairly, after looking at the indictment that we've been presented with today, that the indictment that she faces is ludicrous. For all its puffery and very cleverly phrased statements, the single most important thing about this indictment is what it does not charge. The offense that every prosecutor looks for when he or she investigates a public official is bribery. That is, the corrupt official who takes public actions for private gain. And the thing about the indictment in this case, the dog that didn't bark, the thing that shouts out for all of us to hear, is that even this prosecutor, with all of his personal effort to get this public official and his overwhelming desire to prosecute her, could not come up with a shred of evidence to justify a charge of bribery. There is no charge of bribery in this indictment. These are charges that never should have been brought. This public official should never have been subjected to what this state prosecutor is subjecting her to. And we expect that these charges are going to disappear as the case makes its way through the court. The sooner we can get these behind the mayor, the better. And it's our job to see to it that she's not distracted now and that she gets herself exonerated and continues on in the furtherance of what we hope will be an even more distinguished public career. That's the statement that I have to make on her behalf. As I said, we're not taking questions. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Of the mayor in the media for the past 36 minutes. Obviously, a very